Want to make a super creepy pumpkin scarecrow? Well, let's get to it. Behind the screens.
This video is for informational purposes only. Neither Baker nor Hauntcast are responsible if you spray glue your eyes shut or snip off your index finger. Please haunt responsibly.
It is that time of year again. So get off your arses and let's build some shit. The supplies you'll need for this project are as follows. Some cheap plastic skeletons for the torso and arms, foam pumpkins, 9-gauge fence wire, a roll of aluminum foil, a roll of shrink wrap or plastic wrap, a can of leak seal, barge contact cement, freeform air, epoxy putty or a similar material for the stem, spray glue, beige exterior house paint, orange craft paint, duct tape, wire cutters, and a drill with bits. All right, enough with the foreplay. Let's get down and dirty. If your skeleton isn't broken apart in pieces like mine, just assemble the skeleton if you're so inclined. I drilled holes in both ends of the upper arms. Screw the torso to a pole, a limb, or whatever floats your boat there, Skipper.
Hey, Baker, do you know what a skipper is?
What, Scully?
A seaman. Get it? Seaman.
Yeah, I get it there, dingus.
Moving on.
Feed the 9-gauge wire through one shoulder socket out the other side, then pull enough through to equal the length of the forearm, the upper arm, with an additional 2 extra feet on each side for the middle fingers. Bend the arms into the desired positions. I duct tape the wire to the forearm. I had to reposition the arms as I didn't like the original position. Cut additional pieces of wire for the fingers and thumb. I measured from the length of the forearm and added an additional 1.5 to possibly 2 feet per finger. Duct tape the wire pieces for the fingers to the forearm. Bend the wire fingers so they curve. Not shown, use the wire cutters to trim the fingers to different lengths to resemble an actual hand. I covered the wires, bones, and rib cage with the aluminum foil to help add some texture. Then I sprayed the aluminum foil with spray glue and wrapped the body, arms, and fingers with shrink wrap. Hitting the shrink wrap with a heat gun to tighten it up afterwards. Coat the entire body with a layer of leak seal or Plasti Dip. If you were unaware, let me hit you with some knowledge. You can pick up multiple sizes of foam pumpkins or funkins online. If you go to the funkins.com website, you can choose from a whole plethora of different shapes. I used the freak and the skull shape for these 2 Pumpkincrows. To corpse the pumpkins, I'm using barge contact cement and a hairdryer. Dip the chip brush into the barge cement. Tap the surface of the pumpkin while holding the hairdryer in an angle just inches away. As you lift the chip brush off the surface, the dryer will spray the barge across the pumpkin, giving you a decayed, goopy texture. It also doesn't hurt that the color of the barge is orange. Now on to the painting. I used some exterior latex paint. This was the turtle color, which is a very kind of khaki-ish green color. You can use beige, tan, whatever you like. I also watered it down a bit. To make the long swirly stem, I used the technique that you can find over on the Van Oaks Props channel. I'll have a link down below. Basically some metal wire twisted, covered in aluminum foil, and then sculpted with freeform air. I gave the entire body and stem a wash of exterior paint. After the exterior paint dried, I covered the entire body and stem with some walnut wood stain. Both pumpkins got a light brushing with some orange craft paint. As I wanted to make some of these details really pop, I used my airbrush gun with some black paint and gave an outline around the eyes, the mouth, and some of the lines coming down the face. As I couldn't leave well enough alone, I decided to give it another coating of barge contact cement, just to give it, a more decayed, rotting, goopy kind of texture. I just didn't feel like one coating was enough. To wrap up this project, I tied some rope around the torso to give the impression that they are being held captive. Even though I had most of these materials laying around from other projects, I'm not really sure how much this project cost to make. And as I've recently learned, it's probably better not to know.
I'm going now. Heaven help you.
Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you won't miss any haunt content that is dead ahead.